Okay, so what's the first thing I'm going to do? Plug it in. And so I'm going to say it's 2 times 3 plus 3 over 3 minus 3, which is 6 plus 3, or 9 over 0. What's 9 divided by 0? It's undefined. Division by 0 is undefined. I've got a don't have a 0 over 0 form. I've got a 9 over 0. What does undefined mean? Well, undefined means that I have the limit does not well, I have no limit. Or I can say because it is undefined. I hate to put D and E because when we start talking about plus and minus infinity, that's going to be a little different issue. Because this does have a limit, but the limit is undefined. That means it's plus or minus infinity, by the way, which is why I don't like to use does not exist. It's just it's undefined. Well, what about this guy? Well, this is 9 minus 3 squared over 3 minus 3. I've got another 0 over 0, but this time it's 0 over 0. Now 0 over 0 is an indeterminate form. And an indeterminate form screams algebra. And in this particular case, the algebra, because I have a 0 over 0 form, this is going to be factor and reduce. And you're going to say, well, how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to take negative x, I'm going to factor out a negative 1, which is going to give me an x squared minus 9 over x minus 3, which is negative 1 times x minus 3 times x plus 3 over x minus 3. X minus 3's reduce out. This is minus 1 times x plus 3. Now what do I get to do? Get to do it again. The limit as x approaches 3 of minus 1 times x plus 3 is minus 1 times 3 plus 3, or minus 6. What is at that coordinate point on the graph? 3, negative 6. Because I divided out a factor. Yes? There'll be a hole there, yeah. The hole in a graph. Because I divided a factor out. Hee hee hee. Here's a fun one. Well, plug it in, square root of 9 minus 3 over 9 minus 9. It's 0 over 0. 0 over 0 form always screams what word at us? Algebra. Well, unless you tricky, you could factor and reduce if you knew what you were doing. But this is what we're going to do instead. I'm going to rationalize the numerator. I'm going to multiply by the conjugate, square root of x plus 3, square root of x plus 3. See, this class really exercises your algebra muscles. Square root of x times the square root of x is x. Inner outers add to 0. Minus 3 times plus 3 is minus 9. Over x minus 9 times square root of x plus 3. What do you notice what happens? X minus 9 cancels, leaving you with a 1. So this becomes the limit as x approaches 9 of 1 over the square root of x plus 3. Now what do I get to do? Plug it in, plug it in. 1 over the square root of 9 plus 3 is 1 over 3 plus 3, or 1 over 6.